The North Carolina Department of Public Instruction has released the performance scores for Alamance Burlington School System for academic year 2023-2024. Did ABSS make improvements? Did it decline? Or did their performance scores remain the same? The results just might surprise you. Well, during the last couple of years, Alamance Burlington School System has been the center of conversation in Alamance County, from the mold removal to adequate funding, and finally the performance scores of the school system. Well, on September the 4th, 2024, the North Carolina Department of Instruction released the performance scores for Alamance Burlington School System, and we have them. And we're going to take you to the first slide. And right here we have the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction website, and you can see here, if you look at this website, you see in the top left corner, this is a school report card. On this, you have all 100 counties of North Carolina, and I've clicked on Alamance County, and you can see here, if you scroll down, you'll see the scores or the grades or the performance grades of the school, and you see the A's and the C's. And you can scroll down through here and see how each school performed. And as we look at this, you can see we have a lot of, it's a variety, but mainly, and when we look at this, you can see that there's 3 F's here, F, 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 B, C, D, D, B, F. And so if you want to look at this information, you can go to the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. You can go on the report cards page, I believe, and it'll show you. You click on your county, and you can get to your county and evaluate your schools. In fact, one of the things that I was looking at here was you could go to B. Everett Jordan, and you click B. Everett Jordan, and it should bring that up, and it tells you, well, there's a charter. It tells you its grade, performance grade score, gives you a lot of information specifically about that school. So I encourage you, if you're interested in the schools and helping the schools, improving the schools, because I think we all want the kids to perform well. We don't want them to perform not the way. We don't want them to perform in a way that is going to hinder them in middle school and high school, and even as they enter their selected or career area that they choose to enter. But if you're interested in this information, go to that website. But now I'm going to turn your attention to the Alamance News. Now, the Alamance News has done a pretty good job at bringing this information into succinctly being able to understand what's taking place. So if you're interested in the schools, which I would hope everybody in Alamance County would be, because we want the schools to succeed. We want the school board to succeed. We want the principals to succeed. We want the superintendent to succeed. We want the parents to succeed. We want the teachers to succeed. We want the kids to succeed. We don't want anybody to not succeed. But the question is, I think people have different or varying ideas of what it looks like to succeed. So let's look at ABSS. And as you see in the Alamance News, you see newest state grade, 16 ABSS schools are continually low performing. And in their paper, they have the lowest performing school in Alamance County, according to recently released grades from the Department of Public Instruction, is Graham Middle School. They scored a 24 out of 100. And as you read this, and I'm not going to go all the way through this, I'm just going to highlight certain areas. It says annual academic performance data released Wednesday by the State Department of Public Instruction. I believe this was September the 4th is when it was released by the DPI. Reveals that 16 of Alamance Burlington schools, or 43% of the 37 ABSS schools, have been identified by the state as continually low performing in 2023-2024. So you've got 16 of those schools, 16 of the 37 schools, they're identified by the state as continually low performing. The 16 schools designated as continually low performing in 2023 have been previously identified as low performing for at least 2 of the past 3 years, according to DPI. And here's a list of those schools that have been designated as continually low performing. The Alamance Virtual School, the previous 2 years they had a D. They were able to bring theirs up to a C this year. There's been much conversation about the funding of the virtual school. You would hope they would perform well. You'd hope all of them would perform well. But there's been a lot of discussion about the virtual school. Andrews Elementary, they got a D. B.E. Jordan, a D. Broadview Middle School, D. Cummings High School, D. East Lawn Elementary, D. Graham Middle, F. That's the school that has performed the worst according to DPI in Alamance County. You've got Grove Park Elementary, D. Hall River, F. Hillcrest, D. Newland, F. North Graham Elementary, F. Pleasant Grove Elementary, D. South Graham Elementary, D. Sylvan Elementary, D. And Turrentine Middle, a D. And one of the things I noticed, if I added these numbers up right, and you've got I'm going to count the elementary schools. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 schools. I believe there are 20, 21 or 22. 11. I think I counted. Let's see how many there are. Let me scroll down here right quick. See, here's all the elementary. So I think we got 22, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 20 elementary schools. And I think we had 11 on this list here that are low performing. I mean, that is a problem with elementary school, with elementary school performance. That is just not good. And we really need to ask ourselves, what is creating this? We'll come to this towards the end of this. What is creating this? But I want to lay the foundation for where the schools, where they are, and how they have performed. Now, one good news, set of good news here that we have is, or one piece of good news, I should say, the 16 ABSS schools identified as continually low performing actually represents a slight improvement from the previous 2022-2023 school year, when ABSS had 17 schools that received that designation. So they did make a one school improvement, which is good. It's going in the right direction. So that's the good news that might have surprised you. But if you look at the Alamance U's, you'll see all of the grades. They have it identified as elementary, middle, and high. And you can just scroll through here and look at the grades for this most recent school year, 2023, 2024. And then you can go back and see how they performed in 2022, 2023, and also 2021, 2022 to see if they made any improvements. And you can look at that. And some did, some didn't. One that I'm excited about is Western High School. They scored a B, which is good. They were at a B in 21, 22. Then they dropped down to a C the year after that, and then last year they scored a B. So glad to see them bring that up. And the early college received an A. There's also another B. Smith, I think that's Smith Elementary, had a B. That's good. You have E.M. Yoder. There's another B. That's good. And we want the schools to succeed. No one wants them to fail. The way we make them succeed, I think, is where a lot of the discussion will take place. But either way, we'll get to that in just a moment. But it says the low-performing schools list includes any K through 12 traditional or public charter schools that received a school performance grade of D or F and an academic growth status of met or not met, which reflects whether students made expected progress from one year to the next. So we're going to scroll on through here, and it says right here, and we've already mentioned this, the 16 ABSS schools designated as continually low performing, and that was the list that I showed you a minute ago, includes the 11 elementary schools that we saw. That is troubling. That is definitely troubling. I think we've discussed this with several people, and I think we know of several issues that are behind that or creating that, and it needs to be talked about. I mean, you don't want kids to not succeed, and if you have to bring these things up, these issues. You have 3 middle schools. You have Cummings High School and 1 combined school, the Alamance Virtual School, which serves students in grades 4 through 12. So these are the schools that were on the designated as continually low performing. Those elementary schools, and of course Cummings High and the 3 middle schools, that is troubling. Those are schools that there's got to be emphasis placed on those schools in order to get them to the point to where they are successful. I'm going to scroll on through here. It says just you can read it. Gives you a lot of information about the specifics or the details of the schools. One of the things that I wanted to point out here is this. Here it is right here. It says one charter school in Alamance County, Alamance Community School in Haw River, which that's over there off of, I can't remember the name of that road. It's off the road, I think, where Alamance Community College is on, just further, closer to Highway 70. It says serves students in kindergarten through grade 6, has been identified as low performing in 2023-2024 after receiving a school performance grade of D and failing to meet academic growth targets. So beautiful facility, but you've got to get these targets. You've got to get these academics up. They've got to be improved. One thing that I want to move to in closing is this. None of the county's 3 other charter schools. Now, this is a charter school, apparently. Alamance Community School is one that did not meet the academic growth targets. But the other 3 charter schools, Clover Garden, Rivermill, and the Hallbridge, was identified as low performing. I'm sorry, none of them were identified as low performing. They all met the performance standards and goals that they were expected to meet. So those are your charter schools: Clover Garden, Rivermill, and Hallbridge, or the Hallbridge School, and that speaks volumes. So why are they able to be successful? I've talked to others about that as well, as to why we suspect they are more successful, and what could be done to improve the other schools in Alamance Burlington School System. So with that being said, let me ask you just a couple of questions here. What do you think? Do you think the school system is performing well? If you think so, tell me how, and tell me why. Why do you think the school system is performing well when it appears that the school system is really struggling, and we've got to do something to bring that up, to bring the school system, to bring the different schools up to a performance measure that is successful. So if you think they're successful, how and why do you think that? If you don't think the schools are performing well, and I know a lot of people that do not, what steps would you take to improve them? And why do you play? And let me ask you this question. I think this is a very important question. Who do you place the blame on? Do you place it on the Alamance Burlington School System school board? Do you place it on the teachers? Do you place it on the parents? Do you blame it on the Alamance County commissioners? Or is it a combination of all of the ones that I've just mentioned? Who is it? And I'd like for you to leave your comments in the comment section below. Well, we'll have more videos like this on this. There's a couple more articles that I'm going to focus on. But this is Alamance County Talks Politics. Don't forget to hit the like or the subscribe button so that you'll receive more videos like this. And until next time, take care.